إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وإنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
First of all, I want to explain a few things before I start. And before even I start, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. I know you guys have been working the whole day, and it's time for to be home or to be doing something different, and I get you for another meeting. So I really appreciate this. The second thing, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you the best for it. Second point, I want to talk about it, why I'm recording. I always like when I talk, especially something about Islam, that be recorded, at least for my personal, or for a misunderstanding, you understand, for something that we can refer to it in the future, if for me or for somebody else who need it. We are not recording live, I'm only recording on a hard drive. It can be taken back, you understand, anybody can have a copy, anything like this. Number three, I had invited Sheikh Bassam, okay, because being the imam in the mosque here, this is number one. And number two, that I respected him as imam and with his knowledge, and some of the things that I would say may be out of line. I'm not claiming that everything I say have to be right. So he's in authority, he can correct me, all right? So this is the reason I had asked for him to be here, so he can keep eye on what I'm saying, and also that you can discuss with him whatever. The third thing, if you don't mind, that I will talk and you can take a note. And after I finish, that maybe we can have a discussion if we have time for discussion. Last point, inshallah, in my introduction, what I'm saying is my personal opinion or my feeling as a Muslim, okay? And it can be wrong before it be right. A possibility is that some of what I'm saying is going to make sense or is right. Why I'm talking to you about your work? Because it's my concern. We as a Muslim Ummah, we as the Prophet ﷺ saying, Al-Mu'min lil-Mu'min kal-mir'ah, a believer to the other believer like a mirror. So we see each other, you understand, and we reflect. So it is our concern as being Ummah, one Ummah, out of concern, nothing else. With the little bit of Islamic knowledge that I have, I feel that my duty, وَلَقَدْ أَخَذَ اللَّهُ مِيثَاقَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ لَا تُبَيُّنَنَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the pledge upon those people who've been given the knowledge that you have to explain it, make it clear to the people. I'm not claiming to be a scholar or the scholar, okay, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me with some little bit understanding in the deen, and I would like to share it. I'm happy about what you're doing, although that I have some notes and some concern. I want to present it to you. May Allah reward you for what you're doing, bless you for your intention, may Allah make it successful. But let's get to the subject. And basically, it's thoughts, okay? and maybe some of them like be jumping points, understand, is not in order. I'm a very, very busy man. Day and night I try to work, and sometimes I don't have the time to put things as it's supposed to be. You understand? But I want to start with certain things. It may be considered minor to you, but it has some irritation in my heart out of concern as a Muslim, okay? And there is something that may be already done, but at least I still want to express my feeling. And this will be up to you as organization. You want to change it, you want to modify it, yes, no. So I have different thoughts about the work itself, and I want to present it with very humble, you understand, not that I'm telling you guys you're doing something wrong, neither that everything I'm saying is going to be right, okay? But if there is a time and you want, you understand, to discuss it with me, or maybe we need another meeting to discuss it, but before I go to anything, I'm down to work, okay? That if I can be in any assistance in any way, that inshallah I do my best, okay? I gave example about something. It's too late to talk about it, but express my feeling about it. And maybe it is my problem with English. You know, this is not my first or second language, okay? But as example, when you say American Islamic outreach, I really don't like, you understand, things to be addressed first as American, okay? But this is my feeling, this is my thoughts, I can be right. I would like to see Islamic outreach as example, okay? Maybe of America or North Carolina, but when you understand that everything you understand to be American, okay? And even now you can see in some interview that they ask people, are you a Syrian first or American first? Are you understand, Egyptian first or American first? Everybody want to be American, okay? I don't want to be American, okay? I don't want to be American. Because there is a lot of things in America that we don't stand for it. It's against our teaching. But we are not there, you understand, to go knock it down. We can advise the people, the rulers, the senators about it, okay? So carrying a special organization, American, unless you mean that is established in America, is not in Spain, is not in Algeria or whatever. So outreach, you understand, Islamic outreach will be something more acceptable to me, all right, than American, okay? This is one point. If we look to the van as example, the first thing when I saw it 2 years ago, when it came, Jazakumullah khairan, for visiting in Colombia, and there is sometimes, you understand, I don't have to go to book to search but my feeling, and I'm expressing sometimes my feeling or my Islamic opinion of view. I found a picture. Right away, it came to the American mentality. They want to sell a cigarette, bought a picture of a woman. They want to sell toothpaste, a woman. Everything, okay? So I'm scared that we taking the footsteps, you understand? I didn't see any, I know she has a hijab, okay? But still I feel that we taking this kind of imitation, okay? It can be a picture of Quran, does not have to be a picture. But is the da'wah movement, is, you understand, is a movement everywhere, is beautiful. But I have some kind of a little bit irritation, you understand, about that. And I'm scared that if nobody at least expresses feeling, next thing you understand that we have everything, a picture of a woman. This is the American way to sell things. We are not selling Islam, produce Islam to them with pictures, especially about male or female, okay? I feel that this organization should be under a mosque, okay? And we understand that everything in Islam stems out of the mosque. The mosque is the center of the life of Muslims in everything. Even to such a degree that, if I'm not mistaken, Sheikh Bassam, correct me, the Prophet ﷺ even made one action inside the mosque for a man, you understand, to raise fund for him so he can go and work. Okay, he took this tool or this jug, and who going to give more, who gave it more, and after this he said, go, buy, you understand, a tool, get a rope, and go, you understand, collect wood and sell it. So the mosque in the Prophet ﷺ was everything stem out of it, everything under the umbrella of the mosque. It may be too late to talk about it, but it's fine, you see. But this is part of the division of the Muslims, especially in America or even overseas, okay? We feel that the mosque became a place of worship, means prayer, and this is it. Somebody dies, somebody get married, this. Everything is supposed to come from under the umbrella of the mosque. Nowadays we have, you understand, if interfaith common organization by itself. What's this? They defending the Muslims when they have a problem. Care. They have their own office. And after we're creating another leaders, another refuge for Muslims to go. Everything about, and the mosque became a place of prayer, marriage, death, and things like this, okay? And the Imam again is board, and the board against, and this it. Anyway, but Alhamdulillah, still, but it is another, you understand, we're still breaking ourselves in little groups. One thing I don't know anything about if you don't it or not, but I want to bring it to your point, that there is a big mistake that a lot of da'iyah and even some imams, okay, they're using the zakah money for any work of Islamic work. In my personal understanding about Islam, maybe I'm different from the Sheikh, okay, but I acknowledge him to be more knowledgeable than me, and I'm not saying this with the understand to show humbleness or no, I mean it. I know, you understand, the ba and the bo, I know that goes under the ba, okay? So when I'm saying this, I mean this. Although we disagree sometimes, we agree most of the times, but I always like, you understand, to check with him things. The zakah money is not even can be used to build a mosque, for your knowledge. But we see, when we talk about da'wah as example, it's a noble cause. But there is a big mistake that taking the zakah of money for purpose like this. Da'wah is something very beautiful, very important. But zakah money could not be utilized for this, okay? When we're talking about outreach and da'wah, I think the word in English is passive da'wah. You know what is the word passive? Okay, like mild things, or okay. A stand, all the things, the tools that you're using is good. But I call it, in my terminology, if I'm saying the word right, is a passive da'wah. Da'wah, because I lived in New York before for 5 years, okay? And I've been here in America for 40 years, okay? I didn't come here to get married or to have business or anything. I came for da'wah, okay? So, da'wah, I saw it with the American, I saw it with the Spanish, I saw it in the different form and in different ways, okay? It needs to be a live da'wah, a one-to-one, a people who go down to the street, you understand? A talk, discussion with the people. So, for us to think that the stand and distribution of Quran and all these things is tools, but is a very mild thing. If we really concerned about da'wah, we need to go to a level that how to convert the people, how to give them a da'wah, how you understand, to talk to them, how to make them talk and bring these questions that they have, okay? I know that outreach is standing for da'wah, but I'm until now been waiting for the last 2 years or 3 years. I think this is since you started, and I want to know who are the people who's going to go for da'wah, and who more concerned to me, who are the people going to train them. You see, this is something very important, because like I say, da'wah is not by giving flyers, okay? I stop by this, what you call rest area. I see a lot of audio tapes used to be, when it used to be audio tapes and now CDs. A lot of flyers sitting beside that when people used to use the regular phone, okay? Bottle dimes and bottle nickels, and okay? So this is not, you need somebody that you really can communicate with. So we need to have a different approach. We want, you understand, da'wah, like getting a person with a big fame name, okay, big name, all right, and we may spend 10,000 in one night only for the person, between a ticket and a hotel and some little bit money for him, $5,000-6,000 or whatever. It's little change, you understand? And out of this, you understand, yeah, it makes the people with his talk. But after this, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people came. Nothing was the event, was like an entertainment. We need to know really what is the da'wah and who's the person who's going to give who's the people going to train? The people, we need people to get down to the street, okay, for a da'wah. It's very important that we know that we need to know the means of da'wah, whom to give da'wah, where to give the da'wah. Give example with some things that we used to do it as example. We used to go in a public park, okay? We have one of these speakers or microphone or whatever, and we have about 5-10 of us from the Muslims is sitting, and one of us, understand, stand and give talk, okay? Now people, basically they are there to be walking, watching the birds, they have a fresh air. They start to see what these people look different, what they talk about it, okay? And after this, you understand, we break for 5 minutes and we try to talk to the people, okay? To give them the da'wah. So they hear something in general, you're talking to the people, but you're talking about something can relate to them, okay? About Isa alayhi salam as example, about who is Allah, who is the creator, okay? Why Jesus could not be a God in a public place. In the early time, I understand, in Colombia, I used to make my own tools. As example, I got a stroller, baby stroller, okay? And I design it in a way because I carry a board, okay, 2x6 or something like this. I made a special frames for it. And I put these things like what you have, okay, in it, different. And I push it with my hands, and I go on Main Street, in the corner, stand there, okay? And having, good morning, how you doing, sir? Things like this. Would you like to have some information about Islam? And they try to talk to the people, especially in the lunch hour, okay? It is your opportunity. It is allowable. In America, you can do this, okay? There is nothing wrong with this, okay? So this is something that we need to go to places. We need to use the right time to give the people da'wah. As example, the bus stand, which people standing on the bus, sometimes they may be late 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? The people is standing there waiting. So you could not understand people rushing for something. You need to find a place. People actually going there to be waiting for something, or they spending time. Something like park, something like bus stop, things like this. Corner of the streets, okay? Having flyers, carrying a big board, things like this, loudspeaker, going to the public library and informing them that you have a speaker, that you can have a mini lecture, you understand, about Islam, and you inform the public library that you have somebody who can talk, and if anybody, they can put a flyer in the front, guest speaker about Islam in the basement, room number 16, okay? We can do things like this. Some of the Muslims, they are in the university and they allow them to put table outside. You could not go put a table there, but they, since they are organization registered with the university, they have the right to put tables outside and put brochures, put Quran, and be there, that like MSA and things like this, that they can put it twice a week. In a certain time, understand? They will bring the table for them. Okay, they utilize it. So we need to approach people in different places about this. I feel also part of our outreach and part of da'wah that now we approaching with a new segment here in the country. All these refugees that come in here. Most of the people came here, understand, they want a better life, better business, better all these things. But these people been sent to here. Okay, they are refugees. They have no power or mighty other than to be here. Okay, there's no choice. Now these people going to get lost. Same thing like happened with the Somali people. Okay, most of the children of Somali, okay, are in jail now. All right, drugs, name it, or boys and girls. This is fact, okay? I went to places and I saw, because what? The Muslims who are here, okay, they did not do too much towards them, okay? So we try to bring some people to Islam, okay, or one person to Islam, while 10 is the same time going out of Islam, you see? So now, from the Syrian people coming, okay, and from other countries they coming, what is going to be our duty as outreach? So outreach and da'wah is not only for non-Muslims, it's for the Muslims, and you understand, like I say, charity start at home. This is our people, for them to maintain their Islam, their identity as a Muslims is something very important. How we go to, so we could not, you understand, stretch our hands so far while you understand what you call this the termites, understand, eating our own foundation. Okay, our own brothers and our own sisters getting melt in the melting pot. We have to give consideration, you understand, to those people. We talking about outreach, okay, and outreach. What about our children themselves who are in public school? So you try to get one person to Islam while we sending each family 4 to 5 children to public school, okay? And I don't have anything against education, but I have problem with the environment, okay? And there is certain things is taught there, they are not supposed to be taught, okay? The environment itself, the mixing between boys and girls. So are we going to think about our reach for children, okay? Can we do something alternative from the public school, okay? This is something have to be taken in consideration when we talk about da'wah. Talking about having one Jum'ah here and one Jum'ah in the other place, you understand? Yeah, maybe we collected $2,000 here, $5,000 and things like this. But now with the coming of refugees, okay, now we have more and still you have the same people here. So you have $1,000, you're going to have to find how you're going to use it. This person has a zakah as example, or additional money to give a charity every year, $2,000. Okay, there is nothing new in his life to give $2,500. So now he have to think to manage how I'm going to use this $2,000. I have everybody talking about a new project or something like this, building a mosque. Somebody say outreach. Somebody talk about that. Somebody talking about clinics. Okay, how he's going? So still the same one. So the idea is, can we think about some kind of business? Because don't think these people going to understand. Every day there is more killing and more people dying and more houses is destroyed, and people coming even from overseas to America. They won't understand the money. All this, what you call, this organization, what do you call this?
Charity?
No, not a charity, they call it.
Non-profit?
They are non-profit, but I forgot what the names. Relief. Yeah, in
humanitarian.
Yes,
Humanitarian.
They come and they say everybody. Okay, in Gaza they need, in Syria they need, in Iraq and Iran, in Egypt they need, became everywhere. You see, so now we have to start to think about alternative. Okay, is there any ways that we can put money, okay, or try to go to business people, okay, who want to make some kind of investment, okay? Somebody come with the idea, and now you're going to get 50%, 60% for putting the money, and we're going to have two things. We're going to make some profit also to make our jobs, outreach, or da'wah, and also we're going to hire, because all these people that come from Syria, as example, they don't have language, most of them. Minimum family, 7 kids, okay? They're going to
average. 7 is average. Right?
Okay, 7 is the average, all right? The next thing that you're talking about, these people give them for 3 months. After this, you are on your feet. They have no language. They don't know to use the same trades that used to be in their country. So we have to create alternative. So we need found a way how to make money instead of soliciting all this, because I may give you 1 week or one Jum'ah, but next Jum'ah, you understand, I could not give it to you because somebody else tried to want it, and everybody tried to go to and the masjid are limited, and some masjid even they don't allow fundraising. So we have to start to think about what we can do. I know I'm talking too much, many things, but like I said, be patient with me, and I'm going to try, understand, to come to an end. But the point is that you need to take notice about all what I'm saying. This is a thing that, because I'm happy with what you're doing, and I have concern, and I'm trying to tell you what ideas or what thoughts that I have. If it's good or bad, you may understand. I think it's something good, you consider it bad or is not applicable, but at least to allow me that I give you what I have here, inshallah. One thing is that maybe even some of you maybe do not even want to hear about it, or you have your opinion about it. When we talk about, you understand, doing da'wah, this is good. But guess what? I see, you understand, you have very beautiful work, okay? But I'm in printing work for the last at least 20 years, and I know the cost of papers and printing, unless you guys, you understand your, okay? So when you're talking about giving da'wah, you maybe give, you understand, 1,000 flyers like this every day at least. So if I'm going to be making, you understand, this kind of paper every time, we have to start to think about, you understand, how to use our dollar to the best, you understand? Unless somebody printed it for cheap price, okay? Or for the same cost. Most of the people, you understand, they will take it, put it in the back seat, or you understand, maybe read 2 lines, and after this is going to be thrown in the trash. So it used to be this brother, I forgot what's his name, but he used to make 1 minute da'wah. Very effective. What's his name?
Sabil, Dr. Sabil.
Exactly. Not Sabil.
Sabil Ahmed.
Shabir.
Sabil Ahmed, Chicago.
Chicago, right?
Gain peace.
No, not Sabil. I know Sabil.
Man?
No, I forgot. Anyway, he's look like a Guyanese. I forgot what's his name. Shabir.
Shabir Adly.
Shabir Ali. Ali Shabir or something.
Yeah.
Dallas?
No,
Canada.
In Canada. He was making something about half of this, only 1 piece, about the size of the cigarette box. Okay? Maybe 100 of them is the cost of 1 paper like this. I call 1 minute da'wah. I forgot to bring you, understand, some I can show to you. It's very simple papers, but the words in it, you understand, effective and direct to the point, and exactly, it's 1 minute da'wah. So fancy paper is going to be a high cost when you try to reach a good number of people, and it's going to make a difference in your expenses. So I'll advise that you take something like this in consideration, because we want to look professional to the people, all these things, but at the same time it's costly, you understand? Especially if you're going to be giving down. If you go to Charlotte, you understand, every day, and you're going to somebody standing only to give papers, and you're going to be making papers like this, and I know that this a minimum is going to be 7 cents, okay? Unless you get it under somewhere's big bulk price, okay? This is one thing. Now, it comes to that also bring me the idea. You guys try to do something about Charlotte, or you want to do something on talking about a whole America? Because if you're doing something about a whole America, okay, I don't know what, you never know. And maybe you understand you have outreach all over, okay? But this is up to you, where you're going to start or how you start. But there is other people, like you mentioned about Sabil as example, okay, just to start it, okay? When I say just to start it, about maybe 2-3 years, okay? Other people, there is other people doing the similar thing. So you need to have some kind of communication with these people, okay? How they started, what's they doing, what's their da'wah, okay? What kind of flyers they have, okay? What kind of approach? So this is something is very important by exchanging experience. Now the next thing, can we unite ourselves about something among this good organization? As example, minimum, okay, can we unify, understand the flyers that we're given? So now instead of taking it to the printer, going to cost me 5 to 7%, now we're going to make 2 billion, okay, with the same printer, because the more that you make, the less the price. It will come to 2 cents, 1 cent. But when I want to make only for my local community, it's going to cost me a high price. So now we can take idea and we see what the people doing, and also that we can try to see a basic things that all of us can have it, and let's print it in one printer to lower the cost. And when after this we print it, now he will shape, you understand, 50,000 here, 50,000 here, and this way we can, you see, every penny you're going to save it is going to help. It's going to help the organization. And we have also to understand that the money that donated to us, it is amana, it's a trust, you see, and we have to utilize it in the best fashion, okay? When you get tired of me, let me know, okay? Yes, I see that outreach talks about a clinic. Where is the brother? What's his name?
Raza.
Huh?
Raza.
Eh?
Brother Rida.
Reda, yeah. I wish he was sitting here so he doesn't fully understand that I said something in his absence, but this I'm sharing. In Islam, there is many ways about da'wah, okay? But be unique in something. This is what I believe. I said something, I said it fast because I had a lot to talk about, okay? And I don't know if anybody understood what I said last time or not. I said, I rather a person will die with AIDS and he have shahada than a person, you understand, who's healthy, wealthy, and all these things and didn't die with shahada. Because the person have AIDS, okay, that you try to give him a blood test and give him all the things to show him about Islam and Muslims and all these things, is something good. It's something good. I'm not trying to degrade or to minimize anybody's or to say that is not. We know in Islam that a prostitute woman, a prostitute, not a regular woman, she gave a dog water, and Allah appreciated, Allah forgive her. We know a woman went to hellfire because of a cat. We know all these things. But you have to understand why you're doing something. It's two things here I want to say. Number one, we have to do things only for the sake of Allah. Doing things, understand, because we want to show America that we are positive people, that we're doing something, we care for America, all these things, okay? It's not going to be appreciated. Because, do you know why? You're going to be a drop in the ocean. Nobody going to see you. You're going to be a fish in the water beside many, what you call sharks, okay? This reality. Why? Because there is other people doing this. You're not the only one doing blood tests. You are not the free clinic, all these things. You have to understand that the media work. The media working and they getting paid to make your image bad. Okay? If you take your fingers and cut it pieces and make it hot dogs and feed the people, maybe they talk about in Charlotte they did a clinic, but it's an ocean. How many people else are going to know about your clinic? So if we don't try to match something or for us to be praised or acknowledge that we are a positive people, believe me, there is other people, they are driving in 70 miles an hour in this avenue, and you driving in 2 miles. You are not going to be, I can be wrong. This is the reason I'm saying in the beginning, before I start, some of what I'm thoughts can be wrong, and some it may be right. You don't have to agree about everything. But I see that a lot of people doing free clinics. But how much is the free clinics going to cost us? Or the spending, or even the brother was talking about our blood test bank, you understand, or lab is competing with other places. So that means with the amount of money that we can use for da'wah, and when I mean da'wah is not the passive da'wah, real da'wah, that you can really, after somebody try to convert him. And that means I'm not going to put a gun in his head, but yes, it is our duty to try to get them out of hellfire by giving them da'wah. So, for somebody else is doing this job, I'm saying try to slow down with your money, with your wealth, with what you're doing, in what you're doing, okay? Because you need this more in something else, okay? Because number one is to give him La ilaha illallah. He have AIDS or he have headache or whatever, he's going to die. And the person who's healthy and wealthy, he's going to die. All of us going to die. But this person, you give him da'wah and he took shahada, I'm happy for him more than this person who have AIDS and all what you understand, sitting in the clinic waiting for 2 hours and say Muslim clinic. He may look at, to your paper and put it back. This is it. Don't tell me about the stories, understand, but 1 out of 100. He took a piece of paper and started reading. Yes, will happen. I know. It will. But the amount of time, wealth, everything that we're spending, we can utilize this like a dollar. You take it to Egypt now, give you 14 guinea. But dollar in America, you could not buy a sandwich. You see? So this is the analysis. Take the effort and the money that you're doing in clinics and things like this and other projects that you talk about it in your meeting, and they try to focus about da'wah. When I talk about da'wah, I'm talking about talking to somebody about La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This it. About, you understand, putting him some, you understand, perfume, and putting him a piece of cotton, and take the blood test, and you understand, instead take 3 weeks, it's going to be 2 days. All these things is good, but it's not going to be that important in the scale of Allah, okay, or the scale of saving him from hellfire. Like a person you spend with him a half an hour, you try to tell him about Islam, and he may take shahada. So I agree, there is different approaches, but this indirect approaches about Islam. And there is other people, they've been doing great for years about it. You are not going to be acknowledged by the media as much as you can imagine. And we are not doing things to please people. Okay? So I want to say that the time and the money that going towards other projects, you understand? Although that is your agenda to do this as outreach, but your main thing is how to give the da'wah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Mu'az ibn Jabal to Yemen, he said, إِنَّكَ تَأْتِي قَوْمًا أَهْلَ كِتَابٍ. You go to a people of the book. Let be the first thing. What? We're going to have food for you guys? We're going to have a free lunch? No. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the big difference between us and any other work. We have to start with this. And we have to put most of our resources on it, 90% at least, in material and people who's doing it. Not only material. Material is not going to talk, but it is a tool to assist the da'iyah. But we need to get a people, even if we have to hire them. You see what I mean? Even if we have to hire them, but we have to give them a training first. And believe me, it's not about how much knowledge. We're going to give him certain knowledge. But there is people, special American people, okay? Spanish or Afro-American, whatever. You're going to teach them certain things. They're going to discuss it. Because they know how to deal with the people, talk with them. You understand? This is the most important thing. Get the person to Islam. This is the most important. About medication and the free and all these things. And after this, the government going to give us all these things, and it takes time, but you're going to be making investment in it. It may take most of your attention and your resources. So try to focus on da'wah. I mean, da'wah man to man, a person to person, a woman to woman, talking to people, meeting people, discussing things with the people. I want to let you know that not only the street da'wah, We need to start to approach schools, churches, send them letters, okay? Telling them that we have people expertise. Because everybody want to know about ISIS, everybody want to know about terrorism, everybody want to know about, understand, Shia, and they looking for somebody, okay? They paying them. Even after you finish, they may write you a check for $50. You understand? Say, okay, sorry, we don't have the lunch, but this, you understand? Thank you for coming. We need to approach these places, okay? We need to go to the youth, okay? We need to go to the colleges and arrange for a talk about Islam through the organizations they are there. This is something very important. The street da'wah is important, but we need also to go down. Let me tell you about something from my personal experience, because we focus on also mostly about prison. Prison is good to give da'wah, okay? But I'm telling you, most of the people there, most of them, I work in the prison. I did as a chaplain, as consultant for the Department of Correction, okay? I left until I see these people make parole and come out. They did not come to the mosque. It's not one person or two people. I'm telling you reality, okay? Most of these people is there to fight the administration. This is my right as a Muslim, and you understand, sue the administration and things like this. No, we have to have a prayer rug. Oh, we have to grow our... Is a way of a challenge. They don't have anything other than to be always have this drama with them, okay? So we could not focus, because some of these people, they're there for 10 years, 20 years. You have free people walking outside. You need to put your time, you understand? Yeah, we can make some time for those people in the prison. I don't say cut them off, but I'm saying don't cut the clinic off, don't cut the people out, but put priority someplace else that it can, you understand, give a better fruit, inshallah. Okay? So for the prisons, you understand, we could not focus everything about somebody need to go and somebody understand consultation, and also for your knowledge that they may write you and write me and write all this organization and giving books from everywhere. You have to know that they get, some of them they work. Some of them, they have savings, they have money, okay? They can buy. So you did not give them everything for free. You give them 1, 2 times free, but you have to have a list. If the person asks 1, 2, 3 times, they said, now you need to buy this, or you need to pay some money. So we don't want to put our resources also in the present, time-wise and money-wise. We don't want to understand to be deceived by so-called interfaith, okay? Interfaith is not the Islamic movement. Interfaith is a Christian Jew movement. It didn't start by Muslims. We have da'wah, we don't have interfaith, okay? We can go for da'wah. Interfaith is not our style, and we don't want to get this in our da'wah. Interfaith basically is about, if we could not make you a Christian, you understand, at least we're going, you understand, to get you to acknowledge us, that me and you are worshiping God. We have the same God, okay? And all of us, you understand, going to paradise and heaven, okay? And we have, if we have to sit with the people like this, if we have to, okay, we have to make it clear that we are not worshiping the same God. That whosoever doesn't believe in Muhammad, he is not from the people of paradise if he dies in this case. Otherwise, we diluting our da'wah, we are mixing our da'wah, we are not really giving the da'wah. So the interfaith, and also the issue of election. Who's going to be the president, and your people voting and all these things. This, you understand, we don't have time for this, because it doesn't matter who's going to be there. You name me a president that promised you something before the voting, and after he becomes the president, he gives you what he did. Okay? I understand about in the city limit, about different things, about parking in front of the mosque, and they can help you about, yes, if there is a benefit, we're going to do something. But about who's the president have to go by the constitution. You see? He's not going to do, you understand? Okay, because, okay, he's going to tell Dumbo or Trumbo or whatever, don't say this, it's not good. But he's the same person killing your brothers and sisters in Iraq, in Syria. Okay? He took, okay, close the prison, what you call this, and open what? And take all the soldiers from Iraq, take them back to America, send them to Afghanistan. So we have to wake up. So we don't have time with this. Nobody going to, the change, if it didn't come from us, is not going to happen. Okay? If we are not going to trust in Allah, He's the one who's going to change the condition, and we have to get busy with the da'wah, clear da'wah. Okay, Allah is one, unique, nothing similar to Him. Muhammad is the last messenger. Jannah is for the believers, okay, not for the disbeliever. Jesus is not Son of God. We have to be clear about our da'wah. But we don't have to disrespect the people. Say, you stupid, you're dumb. No, okay, we don't believe it because, and they said. But still we have to have a clear da'wah. Not a mix with anything, you understand? So-called interface is no interface. There is nothing called interface. Should I go to the last page or not? It's up to you guys.
Sure, you're on a roll. Keep going.
Is it
You
one
sure?
of those small printing pages?
Excuse me, man?
Is it one of those small printing pages?
The minute da'wah?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to make it. Okay.
So you're praying with us today, inshallah.
As if
Okay.
I text the brother that I couldn't make it.
I want to always understand, really honestly, with all respect. I don't know your resources, guys, but maybe, mashallah, you're doing good. Maybe we can borrow some money from you, but you should always looking for alternative in what you're spending. It's not my business how you spend or what you run. I only care, and I'm only saying, okay? So when I maybe sticking my nose in something, don't think you understand. No, I'm a concerned person, nothing else, okay? Today we have it, Allah knows best tomorrow if we have it or not, okay? So there is certain thing, as example, we have a meeting here. We can, you understand, have it also in embassy suite. You understand? We spend about $100 tonight, you understand, and some perfume and some roti and hot spicy and all these things. And it can be $1,000 there. So what, you understand? So if always there is alternative that will minimize our expenses in what we're doing, okay? Let's try to approach this. Because like I said, the money that we receive from the people is amana, and we should spend it. And also we understand that Islam say, in the mubadhirina kanu ikhwana shayateen, those that spend the thrift are the brothers of the devils. We don't want, you understand? So any time that there is a means and ways that we can minimize our cost in something, especially in money that have been given as a donation, and that we donate fi sabilillah, that we try, you understand, to find the alternative. Sometimes, you understand, we can, a restaurant, maybe somebody would like to donate the food, okay? So we don't want to take every dime from the organization and try to find, you understand, yes, it's more attractive to be in a hotel, to be, understand, in an embassy suite, you understand, and this is speaker, you understand, with a big name, you understand, and we're going to spend, you understand. I need somebody to come to give a training, selected people, selected 10 students, okay, for 3 months, and somebody going to give them a training program, and you understand, come, hey, I'm a person, you understand, I went many places, almost, I can tell you 80% of United States, I went. And sometimes, you understand, I slept in the mosque at night. I remember I slept one night, understand, as a person who going to give Jum'ah in the morning in a house that just moved out of it, okay? And with mice running in the house during the night, I could not even sleep, okay? But for the da'wah, I'm ready to sacrifice, okay? Now I go to someplace else, somebody, understand, put me in embassy suite. $160, I understand, for a small hotel per night, and I'm there for 4 nights. Given Jum'ah and given on the Saturday and Sunday. So we have to see, as example, there is a single brother. He have a small apartment close to the mosque, you understand? And we try to get big names. Is not going to help us, okay? It may be give more people, but it's not going to be, the reality is not about who is the person. Lectures, understand, is like some kind of entertainment to most of the people, reality, okay? Entertainment. And after this, we're spending the money in things like this. So this is something that I really advise you that you take it in consideration. There is a folder, you understand, there is a pen can cost 10 for $1, and there is a pencil can do the job. but we want to see the people that we are professional, everything, you understand, technical, all these things. If you use your own money, do it, okay? This between you and Allah. But when we are in da'wah, humble, simplicity, you understand? Look how the Prophet ﷺ, even himself, okay? So if we can give this thing attention, will be something, inshallah, very good. I was going to suggest, but I was surprised to hear in the meetings that we have that there is 2 people full-time job. I didn't know they are full-time job for outreach as organization. You mean clinics and da'wah and printing and or because it's too much for me to imagine unless I understand da'wah in a different way from what you understand it. Because I was going to let you know, listen, you want the organization to run, you're going to have at least to have one person who's full-time job. But what I understood from you, you have 2 people. I could not imagine 2 people doing what? Full-time job. This is your job, okay? I'm not asking you to show me your book, but I'm telling you that we need to define what we mean by da'wah. Outreach is a good deed, okay? Outreach or da'wah, this is what catch my eye, okay, 2-3 years when you started, all right? Although nobody invited me, I got to hear about it. I was so happy, okay, to know that something going to start. Da'wah, you're saving people's life. This is the job of the messengers, okay? So the issue of da'wah maybe need to be defined so somebody like me not to be confused. رأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين, feeding the poor, then okay? Oh, this is good. There is kind act, good deeds, and there is something called da'wah. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة. So when we're talking about da'wah, I'm talking about basically relating the information that been revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Muslims or non-Muslims, okay, to correct the Muslims and to bring the non-Muslims from what they are today. If you have 2 people doing this job, I don't know what you're doing, guys. But if not, now you need to define what is da'wah or what is the organization about, so not to be misunderstood. And this person have to be knowing what he is doing about da'wah. Okay? You should, but you understand, a application for volunteer people instead of having many full-time, because you're in Charlotte, and I'm sure the minimum rates here is more than Colombia. You're going to be costly. You're going to be paying at least $2,500 every month for half-time or full-time. So now you could not be, understand. So some people can do in the special youth, because it's going to be a part of it, training for them. Okay? How you understand to write the addresses to the prison, you understand, on the envelope, how to mail things. So it's be training for them and something volunteer. And you have one person who is full-time for the da'wah. When I mean da'wah, this will be a big job, okay? Keep in mind again that da'wah is not only for non-Muslims, da'wah for Muslims and non-Muslims, okay? There is a lot of people who don't come to Salah. There is a lot of people who are selling khamr in their stores. You understand? All these people need the da'wah. And we're going to have to start with selecting those who are going to train the people. Because if you give the wrong information, we are in a big trouble. So it's very important that you put your hand on the right person who's going to give the da'wah training. Maybe the last thing I can say to you, I advise that you keep consulting, and I think you're already doing, but I want to emphasize this, with Sheikh Bassam, especially about things which maybe in general, because you may think that Islam has nothing to do with this, but maybe it has something to do with it, okay? So maybe, okay, this is a clinic, you understand? But he maybe give you advice in the clinic. At least inform him. We open a clinic, and is there anything Islamically? As example, what's his name? Sheikh, what's his name? Amjad. Salah Sawi. He has a book about what is every Muslim doctor have to know. You see? So sometimes we think that maybe religion does not have to do anything with this, but maybe you understand. So having Sheikh Bassam, you understand, or somebody else besides Sheikh Bassam that you can trust, try to communicate with him, you understand, about what you're doing is something very important. I came here, you understand, with sincerity in my heart, not anything else. I'm coming here humble, you understand, to what I think as advice, to present it to you. At the same time, also, I would like to assist, if I can assist, okay? Like I say, my mouth is bigger than my stomach, okay? I have a lot to do, but I always understand, like to help, and if I can be in any assistance, sometimes, somewhere, somehow, I do my best. But basically, maybe this is what I have. One last thing you understand also about money, because money is something very important, you understand? Like the da'wah kit, okay? Who told you that you have to have a prayer rug to pray? Okay? There is nothing saying that prayer, there is nothing called prayer rug, okay? It's a business, like in China now. Everything, you understand, they give it Islamic flavor, okay? So when I'm giving, because everything you drop in this bag, da'wah kit, it costs you, even if it's $1. But dollar after dollar after dollar, it's going to be $10. It's going to be $100. You see? So now when I'm giving you, understand, a compass as example, giving a da'wah, a prayer rug, giving a dhikr beads, giving you need to give him a basic things, okay? 3 booklets. One about the aqidah, the proper belief, okay? One about the basic of like salah and things like this, and one about the proper akhlaq. After this time, that this your start kit, now you in your own try to, you care for Islam, care to learn, go and spend your $1. Okay? So we need to minimize. I can see putting a hijab and khimar in the sister kit. It makes sense. But why I have to put a prayer rug? You say, brother, it's only costing me $1. Yeah, but you know, after 1 year, look how much you spend. Unnecessary. Plus you put in his mind that I could not pray on anything other than a special rug called a prayer rug, which is not, Islamically is not right. You can pray in this rug. All right, brother, we walk with our shoes. You can even pray with your shoes. The Prophet ﷺ even told us, be different from the Jewish and the Christian, pray in your shoes. And we should sometimes pray with our shoes. So there is nothing called a prayer rug, but basically why I'm bringing this point, because again, the spending is not the issue of money, bringing money, making fundraising, is we have to learn how to spend the money. I'm specialized in this issue. Why? Because I came from Egypt. And we learn, we get to taught in early age how to be, you understand, not miser, but how to handle things in a proper way, okay? Like, to be more economic. As example, the beans, the can of beans, you go from halal market and you buy can of beans. After you open it and you throw the beans, we don't throw it, okay? This now you're going to wash it and become what? A cup. You're going to be using it. And I know from where you're coming, and I'm sure you have things similar to this. So it's not because in America we're going to treat everything American. And you know about these things, about we have to learn simple life, and we have to implant this on the people who come into Islam about simplicity. Let me stop here because, as the sister said, they have this mini da'wah. So thank you for your time. May Allah reward you for your patience with me. And like I said, what I said, it can be totally wrong, okay? But it's sincerity that I presented here. Maybe some of this can be beneficial for you. If you want, now I will listen for you, to you. You understand, you can talk. If not, you want to talk or not, you can discuss it among yourself. This is up to you. I can come for another meeting, or you're welcome, you understand, to come to. We have ICC. We have CIC. You can come, you understand, and spend the night with us, and we can have Friday, and we can sit and hear the discussion about. Because honestly, I'm not here only to sell. I'm here also to buy. I said something, but I would like to know, get a feedback. Oh, brother, we're going to say what you said about this issue. No, I'm not concerned about it. I'm concerned about learning, that somebody will correct me about this or give me something else. So I'm not telling you I'm Abu Arif, that I know everything, but I'm sharing what my thoughts. So I will appreciate if I can at least hear one thing, or each one of you can take 2 minutes at least in one of the subjects that I mentioned and give me a feedback about it. If I'm not imposing anything in you.
Inshallah. It should be finished with Sheikh Bassam, and then inshallah we can.
And by the way, if you want me to turn the recording so nobody, his voice will be there, this is up to you.
Doesn't matter.
It's a free country, free speech, you know this.
Adly, you still have chai there? Bring it.
You have the cups? No cups.
Yeah, yeah, cups.
There is another way, you can take the cups and wash it.
He did that before, no problem.
Can you 30 seconds? I'll go get the cups also. 30 seconds.
Should we make a break for 30 seconds?
Yeah, inshallah.
Let the people get some fresh air. And
Yeah.
جزاك الله خير.
الله يبارك فيك، إذا طردوني المسجد حتشق علي أنت.
ليه انت عندك درس الليله؟
درس وعيشة وناس أنا بس.
واتش عيسى؟
عيشة صلاة العشاء.
You mean to lead the salah? سبحان الله.
Anyone can.
You have something more inshallah important. And anybody else can lead the salah.
احنا ما بنتكلمش كده، إذا وجعوا لي راسي حجيبك.
Sure. I will come and give the, hey, I can stay and give the khutbah tomorrow about them. Respect the imam. Okay?
الحمد لله.
Yeah.
Sheikh,
ايش رايك عمد؟
I have a question for you, Sheikh.
Yes, ma'am.
So, this is the first time I've come to
hearing my
I've
voice.
come to a meeting.
Okay.
What's the adapt for, like I'm the only female here with the board of directors, I was thinking about that. I'm putting you on the spot.
الشيخ محمد تفضل.
We have a saying in our language, sister, in our talk, is say, إذا حضر الماء بطل التيمم. That in the absence, you understand, of the water, you use dry dirt. So if the water comes, there's no need for the dirt. Is it correct? You understand this analysis?
Not saying that you're dirt.
No. Wait.
تيمم.
That means you did not use dry dirt in the presence of water to make ablution, dry ablution. Do you understand? What I mean by this, that in the presence of Sheikh Bassam, I shouldn't be talking because he's more knowledgeable than me.
استغفر الله العظيم. Anyway, طيب.
Don't my son sometimes can be a big troublemaker. He's my son, so he didn't mean this. He doesn't understand what we say in Arabic. In the presence of water, you are not supposed to use tayammum, because the sister maybe she believed what he was saying.
No, I said that's not what
I think she asked a question to you.
you're just referring
Sheikh Bassam can
back
answer.
to Sheikh
Yeah,
Bassam.
he referred her to me also, unfortunately. الصحابة رضي الله تعالى عنهم, when somebody was asked a question, he used to say, go to Abdullah bin Mas'ud, go to Mu'az ibn Jabal. Anyway, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah. First, Sister Doreen asked a question. I'd like to try to answer her question first, then to come to what the comment that I wrote, very quick comment. I promise you, I don't want to go the same long. It is 1 minute da'wah, inshallah. Sister Doreen asked, she said this is the first time she attended a meeting like this, and she is the only female, she said. It is what's the manners, what the
Adab.
akhlaq, adab, or the procedure of this. I mean, myself, Islamically, any male and female, they can be in musalla, in the prayer, the most respectable place, which is the musalla. And by the way, Sheikh Muhammad Adly's masjid over there in Colombia, the sisters and the brother, they are praying in the same hall. They don't pray by themselves like in ICC, for example.
Neither we have a curtain.
And neither there is no curtain, yeah. And he believed that the Sunnah at the time of Rasulullah.
No, I believe. Is it,
Yeah.
What do you mean I believe?
No, that means you are what you are practicing. You are practicing the belief that practicing the Sunnah
Okay.
of Rasulullah at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And to be in a special room also, I believe it is also indirectly the Sunnah also. This is what I meant.
Okay.
Anyway. But maybe for the sister herself, maybe she felt a little bit lonely by herself, especially if there is no other sister with her, or there is no special place for sisters. But maybe it's not convenient for you, for your comfort. That's what I recognize. I don't know if because some sisters, mashallah, they have encouragement and they don't care, they don't mind. But I don't know.
I mean, I can say
Yeah,
I
so-
feel.
so-
I mean, I talked with my husband. I guess if we have proper mannerisms, I feel a woman's voice is very important. And I'm just happy to be asked to be on the director because I think we bring a certain viewpoint.
Sure.
I just want to make, it feels different.
Yeah, but now we
I
heard.
want to make sure the men too, where the comfort level is too. There's another sister we're looking at getting on the board also.
There is no doubt when it is a time for everybody to have his voice, no doubt you have the full right, Islamically, to say your voice. But now we spend, I don't know how many minutes, maybe 45
Yeah, I don't want to
minutes.
spend a lot of time on
Yeah,
this.
no, I spent this and we're listening. We did not speak yet. And many times, Sahaba women, they used to ask the Prophet ﷺ and Umar bin Khattab and others. Of course, you have full right Islamically to say your voice, no doubt in this. And now allow me to,
Please,
only for 5 minutes, not
Yeah,
more,
inshallah.
inshallah.
Did you answer the sister question?
Kind of.
Technically, yes.
Did he?
Technically, yes.
Can you give me a summary? What he said?
It's permissible, but the comfort level may not be there. And inshallah, we'll.
So, with that said,
Let me,
second sister
if
joining
the
us.
Sheikh
with
will
the same
allow
token,
me
we have
to
another-
make a small comment about it.
And I don't want to go off topic.
Sure.
She said she doesn't want to go off topic, but give a 30 seconds comment.
Okay.
No, 30 seconds. I don't know.
Okay. The way how I understand the deen, okay, what Allah said, what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, how did the Sahaba understood it and practicality lived it. We don't see example from the lifestyle of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he have meetings that he brought a woman there. Okay? Can you imagine for 23 years, okay, that always the consultation and the formation of meetings is the men, okay? And if there is something related to a woman, you understand, that the Prophet ﷺ was somehow consult with his wife. But, so the minimum I will say that we don't know any incident. And if so, why Aisha was so learned, and Salama and all those great Sahaba women, we did not have one. The Sheikh can correct me, or inshallah I will go search it more. That I don't know about a meeting that the Sahaba or the Prophet with the Sahaba had invited the woman to say. Besides this, I want to let you know that sometimes the brothers, when they said, it may you understand somebody say something funny or something you understand is not actually as a for a sister to be there is basically like I said. What is the Islamic adab? I say that there is no meetings been done before, and our example is the lifestyle of the Prophet and the Sahaba. If they did it, we do it. If not, there's no need for it. With all respect, since he asked. تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد رسول الله. ونكتفي بالمقدمة اللي قدمتها for all the whole meeting يعني إن شاء الله. First of all, Sheikh Muhammad, he described me more than I deserve. I know myself. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of us, inshallah. Other thing that, many things that Sheikh Muhammad mentioned, or first, the advice, it is part of our religion after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. من الدين, يعني الدين والنصيحة. And the advice is for everybody, starting from the Khalifa, the head of the Muslim state, tell anybody, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Other thing that, many things that the outreach are doing, many things that Sheikh Muhammad advised you, based on my knowledge, mashallah, you are doing it. Especially when he give examples to give brochures or da'wah or Quran or anything in bus stations or in downtown or close to the example that alhamdulillah and you are doing that. Other thing also for the interfaith dialogue and the politics, especially for the presidential election, to my knowledge, you are not interfering in this. This is what I know about you too. Other thing for zakat al-mal, my fatwa in this, or not my fatwa, the fatwa that I adopt is the majority of ulama that the zakat has 8 categories. You cannot go beyond these 8 categories that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran Kareem, and this is my fatwa to our masjid and for the school or for all the time. Only what I changed in this, especially since I came to America up to date, all what I changed in this, if somebody said, I believe in the other fatwa, I'll explain to him what I believe that's the right fatwa, ما عليه الصحابة والسلف الصالح. But if he wants to donate for the school or for masjid, I cannot stop him. This is the only thing that I changed. Before I was so insistent in this. I'm still, as a fatwa, this is what I do believe in. I don't know if you remember or you ask me, I never give that go and get money of zakat for da'wah or for building masjid or for building school, because that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, and He said, فَرِيضَةً مِنَ Allah. Allah made it as fard, as mandatory, as He said, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have a comment about the clinic. Sheikh Muhammad, he mentioned, he focused about da'wah more than treating or stuff like that. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in an authentic hadith, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided one single man, أن يهدي الله عليك رجل واحد خير لك ما طلعت على الشمس أو حسب الرواية أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. That means if one person convert through this clinic, I got my job. I done my job. That means I fulfill the hadith or the purpose or what Rasulullah wants from me. Plus, the non-Muslim, many of them, if it's not all of them, they're enemies of Islam. But at least if he's not a Muslim, if you cannot make him a Muslim, the minimum that I can make him, not enemy, maybe friend. Plus, the third, he's good. He spread good reputation about Islam, that they treat everyone, Muslim and non-Muslim, for free. It is free or
yes.
It's free. For example, this is also good impression and good reputation for ad-da'wah. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. That means the money that you spend as a rent or anything else, inshallah, with this intention, وَأَنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Other thing that his comment about should be under an Islamic center or under a masjid. When they started the idea, do you know in Charlotte is not like Raleigh maybe 5 years ago and more, or like Columbia today. Charlotte is a big city and has many Islamic centers and different tawajjuh, different point of view. That is, unfortunately, there is a Masjid, as I say, Pakistani, Masjid Arab, Masjid African American, Masjid Bosnian, and Turkish now. We have a Turkish Masjid. Unfortunately, I said unfortunately, I'm not happy with this, but unfortunately, this is the reality, this is the actuality. And at Dawah, and Brother Harun, 3, 4, 5 years ago maybe, when we discussed the idea, he told me clearly, if you remember, I don't want it to be under one specific Islamic center, because I want everybody to participate, for everybody. This is the purpose. But I do believe that if it is under an Islamic center, it will be it is stronger financially.
And we're trying to get the cooperation from all
Instead of this, you are cooperating with all of them. I think, I'm not sure, all the Islamic centers in Charlotte, they cooperate with it, I think.
Different levels. At
And different levels.
Yeah.
How about ICC? Is good? Okay. Right.
ICC or ISGC?
ICC.
ICC, alhamdulillah. I'm talking about ISGC.
No, I'm talking about ICC.
ICC, alhamdulillah.
B or C?
I would say B.
B is good.
Yeah.
Sister Doreen, say B. B plus.
ICC, alhamdulillah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. The last thing that I want to say, as I promised you, I don't want to take a long time. Da'wah has many types, many different, not avenue, many different topics. Okay. Da'wah for Muslim, Da'wah for non-Muslim. If you want to ask me, myself, my humble opinion, since I came to America, not today, about 20 years ago, about less than 20 years ago, I prefer a Da'wah for Muslims has more priority than non-Muslim. But now, as I said, a Dawah has many color. You pick this type of Dawah for non-Muslim. May Allah reward you. And I supported you morally and financially, if I can, from day one. And you remember that. But I wish that we see, I don't want to create or establish another group, as he said, but I wish to see some brothers focusing in dawah for our youth, for our new Muslims. This Muslim deserve dawah more than non-Muslim, because many, unfortunately, wallahi, when you hear about stories, you cry, not tears, you cry blood. When we hear stories here in Charlotte also, you hear stories, wallahi, and it make you sad and they cry, and your heart to cry. So we need da'wah for our, especially the generations, our generations, the new generation, the young people, the youth. We have to focus. If you remember 2 years ago when we interview, what I said, the priority, I have to focus in the youth, if you remember. But I'm not, I said, this is a way, and this is another way. You pick this type of da'wah for non-Muslim, may Allah reward you, as I told you. But, and I'm not asking you to do the others. Maybe other group or in the after, I don't know, in the future, to establish, to open a chapter for this, I don't know. But this is my advice. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward everybody. Jazakallahu khairan.
10 seconds. Do you allow me 10 seconds?
Yes.
I was talking about priority. If you have a $10,000, okay, to make it in the clinic or to give dawah in the streets, which way? I didn't condemn anything you're doing or say is wrong. Where is the priority, akhi? The priority, okay? Where is more your dollar can be more effective? You understand? This is what I was talking about.
Okay.
This
Okay.
not I'm against the clinic.
Okay.
I'm not against the clinic.
Maybe I understood wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. So inshallah, if I can take maybe 2 or 3 minutes max, not more than that. And inshallah, we can hear from others also. First of all, before I go to any responses, trust me, I'm just telling this from the inside of my heart. We are really blessed to have two shuyukh sitting with us and giving us advice. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. This shows your concern, and this shows that Allah cares us. Allah cares this work. So brought two shuyukh and
One
sitting
and a
with
half,
us.
please. 1.5.
Alhamdulillah, this is something that we love. Alhamdulillah, we want to have more of this. We want to have more of this. Truly, some of these, many things that you said, Sheikh Adly, alhamdulillah, as Sheikh Bassam said, some of these things are covered already. Inshallah, it will take a long time to explain some of our thoughts. But alhamdulillah, there are a lot of things that you said that are immediately applicable, that are immediately that we can put into practice, especially, the money part of it. I think what you said is true. The prayer rugs and things like that, if we cut short, we can save money. And also you talked about looking into avenues where we can run some kind of a business or some money generating avenues where we can stop depending on running around for money. Alhamdulillah, there are many good things. So there are I don't think there is anything that you said in any way offends us or discourages us. Everything, mashallah, was great insight. Some of these needs explanation. Inshallah, we can again meet. And as Sheikh Bassam is here, he is always observing what we are doing, so he knows most of the things. And you are little far, distance-wise. So, alhamdulillah, about the clinic. Just to answer your concern, actually, clinic is not taking any money at all. There is no expenses. Basically, very less. I would say compared to the overall pie of the dawah, clinic is taking maybe 5% of it, or 5%. 95% is going in dawah. Clinic is, the building, the room is given free from the mass center.
Doctors are donating
Doctors
their time.
are trying. We're not spending anything. There's no expenses.
Just supplies.
And alhamdulillah, this November 12th, if you can come, inshallah, come. November 12th, as Raza said that day, an outside non-profit organization, I forgot the name, they are coming and they are doing advertisements throughout Charlotte, and they are expecting hundreds and thousands of patients to come, and they are giving free medication up to $100. They're giving free medication, and this is a lot of publicity for American Islamic outreach on Shifa. So inshallah, to answer your concern, there's no expenses. Pretty much it's very negligible.
Would like to know about it, so maybe we can copy the same thing if it's
Inshallah.
5%.
Yeah. Even less than that, maybe even less than that.
There's a Baltimore, right now we're working on it. The Baltimore and the other city, they already want us to copy. Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
So Sheikh, let's hear from others also, 2 to 3 minutes if you have any. And inshallah, the concerns about the employment that you have, we have 1.5. Actually, Brother Muhammad is our full-time, and Sister Hanifa is 4 hours just for 4 days, Monday to Thursday for 4 hours. She takes care of all the emails, prison letters, and she takes care of newsletters. She takes care of talking to
website,
there are
social
website,
media.
lot of things, and we wanted it to be consistent. So otherwise, some of it I was doing it, and I have my business and this, and it was too much. So alhamdulillah, now there's a consistency in that. And Naji, for the Muhammad Naji, he gradually, he also spends a lot of time in ordering things, putting things together, and he has, mashallah, brought a lot of ideas. But his full-time employment is basically to install the Quran stands, replenish it, and as we said, we want to do this throughout South Carolina, North Carolina by the end of 2017.
And Brother Naji also does dawah,
Flea market. One of the things that, I'm ending this here, the Quran stand, alhamdulillah, everybody is liking the project that we did. The only, caution is that we cannot put a Quran stand in any business and then hope that it will run by itself and it will be orderly. Even today, I just told Naji this morning, I went to 2 places today. One of them is a restaurant. They have put, or he has put, or somebody else has put, menu in it. So Quran sitting, our brochure sitting, and his restaurant menu is sitting there. What happens is a lot of massages, a lot of non-profits, they all come and put their stuff in it. So somebody has to keep rounds on it. Just yesterday, or 3 days ago, we got a phone call from one of the sisters who got a Quran from one of the stores, because we have our labels there that says our number. She called, she said, I'm considering converting to Islam, I want to talk to somebody. So we have already assigned a sister. Actually tomorrow, Friday, they are meeting. So we want to do this in an organized way. If we put 100, 200, 300 Quran stands and then hope that everything goes fine, it is, by experience, it won't. By experience.
We
We
have
want
to
to
be on
make
top
sure
of it, yeah.
that they get things on time, they keep things neat on time, no clutter, nobody throws things in there, things like that. So inshallah, we can discuss this more. So that is the idea we want to have, and we don't want to depend on volunteers, because they will say, okay, today I'm not feeling well, today I was busy, today I have to travel. We don't want that. We want consistency in that, quality, consistency, and professionalism. That's the reason. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, we can explain this more.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Sister Dora, you want to go first?
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want to address the issue about dawah for what we're doing for Muslims, non-Muslims. We're creating a whole program for converts. So I think this is an important aspect that we didn't hit upon. I know we talked about at the meeting at the Embassy Suites. So I'm excited for this part of it.
New Muslim support.
We already started that. There's a sister that became took a shahada last Sunday at the flea market, and assigned someone to teach her, and she's already been to the masjid and she's taking classes and she's practicing. And
So let's explain how is this working to our Sheikh, because they don't know. So what's happening now in Charlotte, we have 5 masajid, alhamdulillah. So 5 masajid, we don't have any formal way to get this brother or sister. When they become a Muslim, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then what happened next day?
Nothing.
Have a great day. We don't know where is that brother went, where is the sister went. Then, what we are creating right now, we're creating a database. We're going to give you a shahada package. You're going to have a card inside that shahada package. You're going to give it to when they become a Muslim. They complete it and give it to Sister Doreen. Sister Doreen will be in charge of that every month. We're going to have a dinner with them, like a social time. Call them, how we are doing. We're assigning a mentor with every new Muslim. We're going to screen those mentors with the knowledge and everything. There's a brother and sister, they're going to do it. We're going to tag them. Hey, you are with them. If you have any question, call them. Then, in the future, it's coming, inshallah, Sheikh, ready for it. We're going to ask money for that purpose, zakah. We'll go there to support the new Muslim.
مؤلفة قلوبهم.
Yeah. To support the new Muslim.
Very nice. Follow up. Not you understand, took shahada, takbir, and disappear.
Today we don't take zakat.
But ICC already.
But you know that, and Muhammad knows, for more than 2 years, Brother Salim.
Correct.
And
That's
that's
why I'm
what
coming.
we want to create a centralized place for Charlotte where we can give, eventually we want to put in that shahada packet a piece of paper with the resources that are available at each masjid. And of course, we know the Tuesday program that Brother Salim is doing, and I've heard so many good things about it, that would be listed there.
He's
If
going to be our
something you want
channel.
if there's a contact person at
We will
Al-Shahid,
use
you want to
symbols.
go to the masjids.
Yeah.
We will use
Envisioning we're
them.
going to have a contact person, one brother and one sister,
Eid
at each of
massage,
the local
But
masjids.
did you contact him or what?
No, it is
this
in
just
process.
this is a brand new
Okay.
project that
Yeah.
we're getting started.
So there is a brother is coming on the November 6th in Charlotte. He's coming for Islam in Spanish. He's into fundraising. He's coming for that reason. We meet him at the convention, ICNA convention that we went. He's a Puerto Rican, born and raised America here, but he's from Puerto Rican mom and dad. He wants to focus. He wants to focus on dawah.
He speaks.
What's his name?
Street dawah.
He speaks.
Abdul Razak Lebron,
Mm-hmm.
you know him?
Of course.
MashaAllah, welcome.
My wife is Puerto Rico.
Oh, MashaAllah.
I mean my wives.
Wives.
Both of them Puerto Rico. Or
MashaAllah.
their parents are Puerto Rico. They born in New York.
So he might know you also.
Of course.
Oh, so it will be good. So,
But he speaks Spanish.
he is fluent in English,
And then
and fluent in Spanish.
MashaAllah.
And fluent knowledge, mashallah. Sheikh can talk about it more. I should not talk more about him.
So he's coming to Charlotte.
He's coming to Charlotte, so what we want to
November
do?
6th.
November 6th, we're going to do a program with him, inshallah.
But he's going to deliver a speech or only
A speech.
to you?
No, he is coming to Mass. Mass is bringing him, right?
No, they are coming to Mass for fundraising.
Yeah. So it's
MCC.
Ah, okay, but
So
you're not
after he
welcome?
goes in,
We
that
want
you
to
have
use-
some like a dinner or
Yeah,
something to.
yes.
Saturday we're gonna have a dinner with him, and we're
As not mass. As
Not mass.
separate.
Because you have two faces.
I know.
One
This
is mass.
so sad for me.
Tell me, you have to decide. Who are you?
He's a double agent.
So
In Khair,
So Sister Doreen, we're planning a program with him, so we're going to invite all the new Muslims on that night and
Do
inauguration.
you have
program.
the contact number? How
Yeah.
do you contact them?
He has a contact.
Sister Doreen is working on it also,
Mhm.
so inshallah.
How many brothers and sisters?
I'm still waiting to get the contact information so we can make a flyer
Okay.
and start getting it.
It's good. Okay.
So inshallah, that's the
Especially
plan.
the Spanish. We have many Spanish sisters convert. And you or somebody else suggested to bring somebody to deliver a dars or speech in Spanish for them. It is a big number. We have big numbers.
We don't know them. We need to bring them out to see them, to know them, to meet them.
It is a good idea to bring somebody fluent in Spanish, a special dars in Spanish.
Yes,
It's
inshallah.
really good.
Yeah.
Even once a quarter.
Like Sheikh is saying that we should have someone for dawah, that guy who's going to just go to the street and do dawah, do presentation. We need to hire someone full-time like that, brother.
Do you speak Spanish, Brother Hamid?
No.
Inshallah, we'll see if we can assist in this day. If you need, maybe even can bring some of my.
Friday, Saturday?
No, only Saturday, inshallah.
We said fundraising.
He is doing fundraising on Friday, that's it.
Oh, and he will be here on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
No.
He's leaving on Sunday.
So, Naru, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's took over.
I'm good. Just absorbing. Jazakallah khair for
Yeah,
taking the time to
Thank
meet
you.
with us.
Naji?
But
I just want to add something, Sheikh Adly, what is our vision, and I agree with you, we are doing maybe passive dawah and not direct in the street, but mashallah, we had a brother, we have a group of people, 3 or 4, they always goes to the street, Naji was there with them also, goes to the street and have dawah. But now, like Brother Harun said, I just talked to them day before yesterday, one of them already moved from here to California, so in Charlotte, Sheikh can tell, we have 15,000 Muslims. More than that, in Charlotte.
no.
More than that.
More
When we
than 30,000.
talk about dawah, that come brother, we have a dawah, we don't see any participation from youth. We don't see.
See what I said?
Yeah,
We need to focus on this.
yeah, and we
No,
don't.
the youth do come out for community service.
Youth do come out for community services. Youth do come out for, a lot of different things. But when you talk, I'm gonna give a message that we came in here for. We don't see youth, and this is the
I
shocking
think
part.
they're a little shy. They don't know what to say about their deen. So they need to be taught and they need to be coached
Yeah.
up. It's a long process,
Like a
but
training.
you need to get them, bring them in.
Yeah,
Reach out to them.
I think this is a very
Yeah, that would be another
different
reason.
topic than your specialty. Yeah.
Inshallah, we want to sit down with you, and since you are local here, and inshallah, if you are available, we want to know how much should we also step into the Muslim.
And you know that ICC hired Sheikh Muhammad
Yeah.
Khan
Yeah.
for the youth. And maybe, in a sense, he's hired for this purpose. Maybe we need to elaborate and cooperate all the messages in this, since he's getting something for this purpose.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
inshallah,
we should use the talent we already have in the community.
Jazakumullah khairan for inshallah.
Maybe 2 months down the road, let's meet one more time, inshallah.
Akhi, inshallah, I'm here, you understand, like, I love to be part of the work. You
Jazakumullah
understand?
khair. Yes.
So
I have a question
we
for
can,
you.
yes.
When you say training and qualified people, do you have anybody in mind that can train the volunteers that want to be trained for street dawah?
Street dawah is very important. You understand? Like I said, everything you guys doing is good, but it's not going to be like a person actually standing talking with a person, try to pick up conversation. And it's more like a talent, you understand? First you have to be convinced, you understand? That is something very important, okay? Very important. If you are convinced that this is so great and the reward and what's involved in it, now this is going to be what make you move and you be able to talk. About people I have, you understand, because I lost this connection, you understand, after I left in New York and I got involved in be doing, understand, I'm not doing these things before, but there is people who have this kind of talent that they can talk with a person. Like somebody sitting in the aeroplane, you can be flying for 7 hours. He did not say anything. Oh, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. And he tell you, oh, excuse me. And somebody, from the moment he sit, he start to understand conversation with you and talk with you and you understand something like this. So, yeah. So it's something like this, but we need to convince, you understand, we need to talk to the youth themselves or the older people that what is the reward of da'wah, what is the necessity of da'wah, what we can give to American people that nobody else can give it to them. Because you could not hire somebody, Jew or a Christian, tell them I'm going to give you $30 an hour and he's going to talk to the people about, okay?
And this is the difference
So we
between-
need to get our own people, you understand, to do this.
They call it between al-wazifa wal-mihna.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's not an employee.
Maybe the
It's
Imams
skill,
of Charlotte,
it's
they get together.
self-motivation.
The Imams of Charlotte will get together and they make you understand one Jum'ah. But you see, in Jum'ah, most of our youth, they are not in the masjid. Okay? They are in the schools. They are not coming to the masjid. So you have to find an occasion and time that they are like a spring break or Thanksgiving or whatever it is that you know, and you plan for it in advance, okay? And you get them in one place and you talk to them about this subject, that they are the ones that they have to do it, okay? And start from there. Akhi, do you know what brought me to America? It was one hadith, but I was convinced. If you are convinced, this is it. All right? I used to live in Mecca. What else more than this? I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything. You understand? Everything is, I have it. And the Kaaba in front of me every day. Okay? I can go make Hajj, get in the Jeep and go out, you understand? 5 miles, 7 miles, make Hajj and come back. One single hadith, I was convinced, okay? لأن يهدي الله بك رجلا واحدا خير لك من حمر النعم. Okay? If Allah guide one person through your effort, this is much greater for you than all the red camels. So I say, wow. Here, who you understand going to give him da'wah here in Mecca? You understand? Everybody Muslim, the Kaaba, everybody comes from everywhere for Umrah and Hajj. And they start to think about, I have to go someplace else. You understand? And they start to think about, it have to be non-speaking Arabic country. Okay, because I have some English in that time, some French, and all these things from school. Okay? So I start to think about, I need to go someplace else, different from Mecca. I have my parents there. We have our own house, 7 floors. Okay? For my father, I have a whole apartment for me. I have my own library. I have my own life, you understand? I don't need anything. And plus the haram. I walk 7 minutes, I'm in the haram. How you can give up this? But I felt there is something more important. And when I got this, it kept in my mind until Allah gave me what I was looking for. And I came to America. How, I will tell you in a different meeting, inshallah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But inshallah, I understand. So we need to bring, let's try to choose, plan something from now, okay? That when is the next break, that there is no school, it's going to be a Jum'ah also, is that day, and we can let the imams, all of them give khutbah to the youth, and the importance of meeting and talk to adults about bringing your children, and we go someplace and we bring them, and we talk to them. We need to give them a serious talk,
Black Friday, Thanksgiving,
okay?
next
When-
Juma.
They'll be out shopping.
They'll be at Best Buy.
No, seriously, we have to plan for it.
November.
They'll
The
be at
end
Best
of,
Buy
the
for
end
the
of
games,
November.
right?
Last Friday.
We need to
I think that's the reason.
Last
Sheikh,
Friday of
you bring a
November,
great
yeah.
point. You know, we need to have a youth coordinator in Charlotte community that works.
But the brother telling you he already have somebody who getting paid for this.
For this. I know Mass used to take care about youth. I don't know today or recently if
Remember
they,
we talked about in the restaurant, you, me.
Mhm.
So we're going to that path, inshallah.
inshallah, because I know maybe Mass, if you look at the other masajid, maybe after ICC, because ICC already we hired this sheikh for that,
Yeah, come.
a young sheikh, he's a young man. But based on the experience, also Mass used to take care about that. I don't know today if still or not. If you have some effort, let us make a joint effort together.
I think ICC, IGC, and MAS can go
I don't
together.
know. ISGC they have youth.
They have youth, but they
department?
don't have a youth director.
No, not director. Are they taking care of you? They have programs, activities. Not to my knowledge.
ISGC has some.
Has some.
Who?
ISGC, yeah.
But it's
They have
not-
sisters, young sisters group.
Mm. Because very imam
And they
also
have a brothers.
in his young, kind of young. He's not.
Yeah.
Okay, before we leave here, can we make intentions that we talk more about getting something for what you call Thanksgiving? It's going to be Thanksgiving.
But is that
What
a
you
good
said?
time? And
Last
Day
Friday
after,
in
day
November.
after Thanksgiving.
People are out.
So that,
Last
Is it going to
Friday-
be a Jum'ah? Is
Yeah.
Jum'ah?
Yeah.
No. Thanksgiving is Thursday. So he's
So
saying,
Jumu'ah after
he's saying that
Thanksgiving.
everybody's out for
Jumu'ah,
Friday,
Friday, Saturday.
but also a lot of people travel this time.
Yeah.
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 we don't,
So-
But listen,
it's the
it's
last
not
Friday in
everybody
November,
going to be
yeah.
traveling. Okay, let's say you have 1,000, you understand, youth in Charlotte. We're going to get 200, 300. Somebody
it's good.
is not going to be
Yeah, you're
traveling.
gonna get somebody. But like I said, this is also the biggest shopping day of the year. So a lot of people out shopping. Grown ups missing Jumu'ah
I
shopping.
think if we start from now, what's this, 2
Yeah.
months? Let's say even it's not this one, you understand? We start a
Yeah.
plan.
That's good.
It's going to be at times that we
but
need to
Sheikh-
talk to the youth.
Sheikh Mohammed, since ICC they are dealing with youth mainly, and outreach is dealing with non-Muslim mainly. Let us study it between us and prepare something, and we'll let you know. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's it's right to tonight,
Rush
to,
through. No.
Yeah.
especially with outreach. It's not
Yeah.
their main
Focus.
field. Yani. Allahu A'lam.
Brothers, I don't want to delay you more than this, and please forgive me for if I say anything that is not the proper to be said, but you understand, like I said, I came with good intention, concerned about my brothers and the work, and they try to be a part of contribution, nothing else. So please, I ask your forgiveness, inshallah, and if I can be in any assistance in anything, inshallah, I'll do my best.
Thank you very
Inshallah.
much for both of you to come
Alhamdulillah.
and spending the time with us.
Alhamdulillah, jazakumullah khair.
We look forward to that again, inshallah.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك. We have CIC in November 12, I think. You all invited to come. Maybe this is should our next meeting.
The
It's
12th number is when we have that big Shifa clinic, big.
Okay, I don't know if it's a 12
Is
or
it 12th
not.
or 19th?
I don't know, but I know it's in the.
I'm saying CIC.
CIC,
I don't know.
you guys would.
Yeah.
Okay, but if so, you understand, if it doesn't conflict with the Shifa, we
Yeah,
appreciate
inshallah.
if you can make a trip, you understand?
Yeah.
Jum'ah, because CIC, understand, will start from Fajr, okay? So we can meet like after Maghrib or after Isha, and we can talk, spend the night, and give the lecture.
Friday
Yeah.
after Isha.
Check,
Yes.
check out. Do you have there like group of brothers who do street dawah in your masjid?
Not now. We have people who goes to the flea market, you understand, and things like this.
Not like group of people, they go street dawah.
We used to do it. You understand? We used to go to the park. I used to go myself to the streets and different things like this. But for now, it's not as it was.
Yeah.
Empty?
Yes.
Sister Joanne already called Banwan.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت
Okay.
نستغفرك.
Yeah.